What is up, everybody? My name is Andre Harris. Welcome in to the whole effing show. And yo, man, 5 star pod splash. First time on here, man. I'm just trying to get this thing right. First time, so bear with me, you guys. First time on Kick. I greatly appreciate everybody's support. Still trying to get used to this StreamYard. Not going how I want it to go at the moment. Let's see here. Here we go, finally. And let's see here. Welcome into 5 Star Pod Splash. I am your host, Andre Harris. Again, first time on Kick, and I got a new show for y'all, man. I figured when I go on YouTube, when I go on social media and whatnot, I don't really see too many people that are covering what's going on in the comic book industry and the manga community. You might see some people who might cover their favorite anime in particular, like you got your like One Piece channels, you got your My Hero Academia channels, and etc. etc. A lot on the anime side, not as much on the American side of things. When I do search for like American comic book news and whatnot, the most popular people that I see are like people who actually are dunking on the American comic book industry, whether it's like the decline in the comic book shops or, you know, a character being race swapped, gender swapped, a movie doing bad in the movie theaters or whatnot. And it's like, man, a lot of negativity. So I wanted to do something a little bit different with the channel. I know that on social media, a lot of times people definitely want, you know, they like the negativity, and this ain't an all positive channel by no means. If there is something that's really bad, we will definitely bring it up, especially on other type of shows that I do on this channel. But this right here is something I plan to do weekly, just one of a few different things that I'll be posting on here. But I want to let everybody know the new comic books that are coming out on, you know, all the new stuff that's going to be dropping so that you guys can know what to look forward to this Wednesday when you go to your local comic book shop. Make sure to support your local comic book shops. And for those variants, man, go to eBay, because on eBay you be getting some good deals, some steals, them exclusive variants that might be hard to pick up at the comic book shop. If there's something that you are particularly fond of, make sure to take a note, write it down, go on your eBay, and be able to probably find it for a good deal on there. So getting underway, I want to just break this down into two different categories. There's so many books that are coming out this Wednesday. It would take way too long to go over everything. So what I want to do was, me being an artist and as a long time, lifelong comic book fan, collector, which inspired me to become an artist, I want to go off of the covers, So basically, I remember my first time going to a comic book store. I was 7 years old over in Lemon Grove, San Diego, California. It was a comic book shop called Gamers. And my very first comic book I ever seen went up in there. My mom took me in there. Shout out to mom, 7 years old. Looked through all the books that were on the shelf. And it just so happened, I'm about to age myself terribly for you guys right now. But first time of the bookshelf, it just so happened to be the release for X-Men 1, Jim Lee, and man, I remember that cover with Cyclops and Wolverine shooting at Magneto on the front. Had to cop it. Who would think 30 plus years later, still the highest selling comic book of all time. Got that book, got that autograph from Jim Lee. I got the whole Jim Lee run damn near autograph from Jim Lee. Not even just the X-Men, but I went back, got the old Uncanny X-Men. I was hooked ever since 7. Been reading comic books for like 30, 31 years now or something like that. Very long. So when I'm telling you, and when I'm talking comic books, I know my stuff, man. Went to college for animation just due to my love for growing up as a comic book aficionado, had all the cards and knew all the names, all the characters, mainly for Marvel. Was familiar with DC too, but I was mainly a Marvel guy. Image came around shortly after I started, so I was big on Image as well. But Marvel was like my main thing. But with that being said, man, let's just get into the comics coming out June 18th. And I broke it down into top 10 original covers and top 10 variant covers. Again, this is my first time doing this, so this is experimental time for me. I might have to do 2 separate videos because on StreamYard, I got the $50 plan, and it lets you put like 10 images. I'm still getting used to the interface and everything, so if I mess up or anything, please excuse me. You know, I usually am a co-host on OE Wrestling. Shout out to my brother, Sir Frost. Make sure to follow Fresh and Frost TV. We are doing a live stream over on the other streaming platform, who will not be named on here because I'm live on Kick. And, you know, out of respect for Kick and its platform, I want to do content exclusive to Kick. And then I'll do content exclusive to the other channels as well over there. I'll probably post like the edited version of this on YouTube afterwards, once get it all cleaned up and everything. But with that being said, I got the original top 10 covers for this week and the top 10 variants. And yo, one thing I love to see is the independents are definitely going to get some love this week out the gate. Just because I've been reading comics for 31 years don't mean I'm a know-it-all with every single character and whatnot, especially like the newer books that have been coming out, because there have been times I've taken little breaks for like 2-3 years here and there, you know. But overall, I'm just a huge comic book junkie. Underneath my desk is just filled of folders of comic books. Just to give you an example, I could just pull right from under me. It's like a big old folder of comic books. I don't know which one. All right, this is like some X-Men. All right, so this must be like the X-Men from 25 to... I got a huge... My biggest collection's X-Men by far. Let's get into it. One thing different too, and I do have a lot of anime, manga. I've been watching anime, manga. I'm like from the OG anime manga class of a fandom, in that I've been watching since they came out on Blockbuster, and when there was Blockbuster and Hollywood Video. So like I was one of the few people who actually saw Dragon Ball before Dragon Ball Z. So I remember Goku as a kid. That's what made me hype when I saw Dragon Ball Z. I was like, oh, I remember Goku as a kid. Like he's an adult now. But one of the things I want to point out, so I'm gonna have a lot of different things on here. I have like episodes I'll be doing dedicated strictly to anime, manga, shows dedicated to just the new comic books coming out, shows breaking down like top 10 for like various things, top 10 Sega games, top 10 Nintendo games, you know, like all the different consoles, the best games for those consoles will be breaking down top 10s for those. We'll also be breaking down top 10s for like all type of different things and whatnot. So with that said, let's get into top 10 original covers, and then we'll get into the top 10 original variants. Coming in at number 10, original covers first. They chose Violence, issue 1 of 5. Let me fix this. I don't like how that's showing over here. There we go. I had it. This one. My bad, y'all. It's my first time doing this. I had it laid out way better now. Okay, you know, we'll go with that right there. So coming in at number 10, they chose Violence. This is a 1 out of 5 book right here, and I ain't gonna hold you, bro. As an independent, I almost didn't put this on there because like the art was so damn clean that I almost thought like, man, did they really draw this, or was this like AI or whatnot? But you know, you can get some realistic artwork with that with them tablets and whatnot, you know, in the Adobe After Effects. This is really good, man. The statue for, you know, like the for Justice and everything, the Blind Justice. This looks pretty dope right here. I don't know if this is from the people who did V from Vendetta. I'm seeing that V in the background. But yeah, shout out to They Chose Violence. That looks really nice right there. Coming in at number 10 for best original covers. this Wednesday. So make sure to check this out. You know, we got to support the independent comic book creators and whatnot. And who knows what's going to be the next big thing, you know? So get in on it early. Coming in at number 9, we got The Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger Spawn. And this has been a really popular series in the comic book community. I gotta give this a shot. I love the artwork on this, man. I love the character design. It's like a cowboy spawn. Artwork is badass on this, man. Just blowing the brains out of one of those demons up over there, like bing, 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 boom, bam. Type of shit he only wouldn't understand. Yo, he is wilding on them right there, man. Beautiful painting. I love this style. It gives me that like Magic the Gathering type of artwork you would get like from the cards and everything back in the day. So that's fire right there. Coming in, and you know what, man? This is just my personal opinion. So you guys let me know in the comments if you disagree, if there's something you think you would put ahead, behind, or whatnot. Coming in at number 8, though, we got Catwoman number 77. These are all the original covers, man. Shout out to the people who got busy on the original cover, man. Because, man, I come from the 90s era comic books where the actual artist for the inside of the work did the cover themselves. And every artist was like super badass at that time. Even Rob Liefeld, I don't care what nobody say. At least as a 7-year-old, Rob Liefeld's artwork was super fire to me, man. Sam Keith, Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri, man. There's just too many to name, bro. Everybody was cooking at a high level, bro. I loved Eric Larson's work, bro. Like there was just so many different artists that were just knocking out of the ballpark. This Catwoman cover looked badass right here. I like how she getting off the plane and everything. She got her little jacket on and got a little bit of rain and everything. Got the machine guns in the foreground and everything, man. Yo, that shit is clean, my dude. I ain't gonna hold you. It's a badass original cover right there. Make sure to check out Catwoman, issue 77. Coming in number 7, my fault. Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu. And man, I was having a hard time with either this or the Catwoman for my personal 8 and 7. Both well painted, real nice. The one thing I think that gave me the slight edge to the Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu was that the way they did the rain on this and everything was just sweet, man. I really like how they did the rain in the background too with the diner and everything. It's just a little bit more, just slightly more than what's going on with the Catwoman, you know. So I put it ahead of it. Coming in at number 6 for best original covers for this week, we got the Epitaphs from Abyss. And if I said that wrong, please forgive me, man. I'm illiterate. Not really, but still. What I'm seeing, the independent comic books, and I count Image as an independent as well. They're knocking it out the ballpark, man. They put in their foot on the mainstream, the big two's neck right now. Like, yo, step your game up, because our artists, they coming out to play right now, bro. This looks like the type of art you would see like on the Tales from the Crypt back in the day, right there. You know what, man? Let me turn up a little bit, man, because I might not be turned up enough for y'all. So let me go ahead and just get gooned up for the top 5, man. We in the top 5. Did I put my mask on backwards? No, I didn't. Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay. Let's see here, man. All right, y'all. Deadpool here. I'm taking over this shit. Shout out to everybody tuned in. I don't think we got any. All right, yo. Moving along, man. Number 5 on the list, we got Essentia, and this is one of the most craziest fucking covers you're gonna see, y'all. Peep this right here, bruh. Ronald McDonald getting shanked up, bruh. Yo, somebody fucked up on the fries. Somebody didn't put all the nuggets in the meal. You know what I'm saying? And poor Ronald is getting shanked up by, it looked like a little Chucky type doll right there. That is fire, bruh. Yo, this could definitely be higher. I could see some people ranking this higher on the list. I'd love the this right here. Seeing this, I would definitely pick this up. But at the same time, one of the people I go in the comic book store, man, being an artist primarily, one of the big selling points for me was the comic, but was the art. So if I seen like something like this, I'd open it up, and based on the art, I would determine if I'm gonna give it a chance. Coming in number 4, we got the Prodigal Son. And man, that watercolor, the watercolors on that is just, that's beautiful, man. Good job. Beautiful work with the Prodigal Son. You're probably gonna see more of the Prodigal Son. I ain't gonna hold you. You definitely gonna see more of the Prodigal Son when we get to the variants. Because they got some badass variants as well. So shout out to them. They was definitely cooking right there. Coming in. And look at that. Yeah, look at the sun with the clouds and everything. Everything is just so. This really could be like, you could argue this is number in the top 3. You could argue anywhere, even number 1. You could argue if this was your number 1, I would not be mad at it. That is just so beautifully done. Coming in at number 3, I'm gonna age myself again, but the Herculoids, bro. Y'all might not remember the Herculoids, but man, back in the day on Cartoon Network, when they had the 24-hour well, they do have it now, but I remember when Cartoon Network, man, had the late night 24-hour thing where they play like the old school Johnny Quest and the Herculoids and Space Ghosts and everything back in the day. Man, so to see them get their own comic book right now, and the artwork is just knocking it out of the park, bro. This artwork is crazy. I initially had this at number 2. I switched this to 3. Gotta give number 2 to the West Coast Avengers, issue number 8. Yo, that is just beautiful. I thought Alex Ross did this when I first saw it. I was like, man, this is just so detailed and so beautifully put together, man. Salute to the artist for this. This looked like one of those. It looked like the artist who did Marvel Masterpiece 2. Not the original, but the second. The second wasn't as good as the first, but it was like the closest thing we got to the first. And yeah, that right there is just on point, dog. Just beautifully well executed, well done. Salute to the artist for that. Coming in number 1 cover, original cover for this week, this Wednesday, in my opinion, Return to Skull Island. And I'm not even a big King Kong Godzilla mark like that, bro, but this cover is just fucking insane, bro. Salute to the artists. They got busy on that, bro. They knew what they was doing with that one, bro. They definitely knew what they was doing with that one. They locked in on that one, yo. They definitely did their work with that, dude. I gotta take this off for a second though, just to quickly load the top 10 variants, yo. Because they had some dope variants this week. There were so many crazy variants, bro. Make sure y'all guys go to the League of Comic Book Geeks, because they show you all the variants, all the covers, and all the books that are coming out this week. And there are a lot of good books coming out this week, man. But real quick, just trying to load up the variant for y'all, because the top 10 variants. That is one thing I don't like though with the variants, man. I wish that people who do the variants did the original. I think the problem with the Prodigal, obviously the person who did the Prodigal Son is the same person who did the cover for this. But damn, this I don't even think was to be on here actually. But we're gonna go ahead and throw that on the Prodigal Son. Honorable mention, but let's get into it. The Walking Dead issue 10. And I ain't gonna hold you now. I'm looking at that. That's better than what I have listed. I ain't gonna hold you. I should have probably definitely made the list. Let me remove that real quick. Let me find the other one, man. Coming in number 10 on this list, we have The Walking Dead. If I could find it. Here we go. There's just a lot going on in this, man. Nice painting. I like how they got the background. The background with all the people, but it's so well detailed, bruh. They got a midground and a background, really, and then they got a background for the background with the Negan. Yo, this is just nice, bruh. I rock with this heavy. That's clean right there. And I don't even like The Walking Dead no more. I don't know when. Like I used to rock with it heavy, but I was like, damn, this thing's still going. I'm shocked this is still going. Like, what the heck, bro? People still reading The Walking Dead? Like, it's insane to me. I love Invincible though, but The Walking Dead, like, still that came out before Invincible. Like, what we doing? Coming in at number 9, and shout out to the independent comic book creators because they are just kicking ass and taking names, bruh. Exquisite Corpses, number 2. Yo, look at that, bruh. Like, man, if I had the money, if I could afford it, I would buy like just everything. Like not everything, but everything that I'm showing you. If it makes the top 10, I would definitely buy it. But Exquisite Corpses, number 2, man. Look at this artwork, bro. You got the little bunny in the background looking wild, mischievous and shit. Man, the detail in the fox just shanking up. Oh boy, got the 2 swords up in them with the blood popping out. That's just wild. Just well done right there, man. Coming in at number 8, we got Crypto, the last dog of Krypton. Let me pull up my boy Crypto real quick, man. This is a dope ass cover to me right here, bro. Fire. The watercolors, man. I'm a sucker for watercolors, bro. Like watercolors, that's one thing I gotta really start to. I've been doing a lot of practice with like the Copics, but I really want to learn watercolors, man, because man, these visuals with the watercolor just be blowing me away, bro. I fucking love the watercolor effect. It's probably my favorite color effect outside of like the cell shading stuff with like because you can really get crazy with that, like how Jeffrey Chamba Cruz does this stuff. But this is one of my favorite color styles. Crypto, last dog of Krypton, number 1. You know, right ahead of the Superman movie coming out. So definitely one I would have on my pool list personally would definitely be Crypto, the last dog of Krypton. That's definitely something I'll probably be picking up personally. Um, Next on the list at number 7, we got Power Man Timeless. You could really make an argument for this being way higher up on the list, but man, everything on the list for variant covers this week is like insane, bro. But look at the detail on that. And it's extra hard too when you're doing a black dude. I ain't gonna hold you, bro, to do a black brother justice like that, man. Like, look at the detail with the naps. Look at the naps, bro. Like, you got the curls, whatever you want to call it, bro. The curls, the naps, bro. The Jerry curl glistening. You got the glistening on the curls, bro. Yeah, that shit's fire. I ain't gonna hold you. I'll rock with that. And I might be at Alex Ross right there because yeah, that just looked too well done. I would not be surprised if that was Alex Ross who did that one right there. I feel like this is old and just being reused as a variant though, which is why I often put it on. It's just too nice not to give some shine. Coming in at 6, we got Zatanna, issue number 5, the variant man. And a spoiler alert, this is one of two top variants that make the list, bro. And they're both in the top 5 is crazy, bro. But the new coming in at number 6, Zatanna, if it didn't load correctly, so let me try a little time for y'all. I love the creativity on this stuff. If load, it's being a little busy right now. Let's go ahead and take a few other ones real fast, and maybe then it will. The time is really trying to show its magic. Come on, StreamYard. Get it together, baby. Here we go. Yep, at number 6, we got Zatanna, bro. I love the creativity in this, her being a magic user and whatnot, bro. Taking the face off and then the the rabbits, the birds, the cards and roses, everything you would see from your typical magician, their typical tricks and everything is just all coming out of her face. That shit is fire to me, bro. You could even make a argument for this being higher up. I ain't gonna hold you. Love the creativity, love the concept, super dope. Great artwork as well. Feel like they put some feel like there was a touch of color pencil put into this artwork right there. We throw a little bit of colored pencil up in there with it. That is fire. Fire. Coming in at number 5, They Chose Violence. Man, it was hard for me not to put this higher up on the list, bruh. This cover is so hard to me. This looked like a cover you would see at a Blockbuster. The cover on a VHS movie cassette. Like, that is just so clean, bruh. That cover is so fire to me, bro. Like, shout out to the artist for this. Like, that could look like it could be a poster you just hang in your wall in the background, bro. Like, that is dope. And I want to check this out just because, like, this got me so intrigued. I know it's only a 1 out of 5 issue book or whatnot, but this feel like something that is going to be like a pitch that could possibly turn into a movie. Just from the way they got that could be the cover for the movie or the poster for the movie, because that is clean, bro. Coming in at number 4, we got Jeff the Land Shark. And let me just make sure it's something. Okay, we got Jeff the Land Shark at number 4. And man, some people are gonna argue this is number 1, bro. Look how detailed and clean that is, bro. That is just in freaking sane. You could definitely argue, especially with what I picked for top 1. But keep in mind, it's just my personal top 10 favorite covers for the week. That cover is clean to me, bro. That Jeff the Land Shark is that's fire right there. So definitely gotta give props to Jeff the Land Shark. And coming in number 3 on the list, I mentioned earlier Zatanna was on here twice. There's another variant for Zatanna. They were not playing with the variants for Zatanna this week. Man, look how beautiful that is, bro. Like, and man, you could argue that in the Jeff the Land Shark, bro. Like, the face on that rabbit just looks so damn real. I mean, the whole Jeff the Land Shark, bro. There's just a little bit more going on in this than the Jeff the Land Shark. It's like really like pick your choice. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the realism and whatnot, these two would definitely be 1 and 2. This and that Jeff the Land Shark. But the concept and the stylization for 1 and 2 is what did it for me. Coming in, the runner-up silver medal variant for this week. And this is one I'm definitely going to go on eBay and look for and cop. I ain't going to hold you. Gotta have this in my collection. Especially because I have the actual comic book that this is, paying homage to. Jeff the Land Shark issue 1 with another top 10. Man, Jeff the Land Shark, I think, is the only book that had a top 10 original cover and 2 top 10 variants this week. Definitely make sure to check out Jeff the Land Shark this week. Also, Emma Frost issue 1 coming out. 2 rival characters getting their own books on top of 2 rival comic books. Like, man, that just shows you how successful Marvel Rivals has been. Yo, I was really fighting hard. This almost got number 1 for me, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. This is just too fire, bro. This Jeff the Land Shark is too fire, bro. Like that is just insane. Like the Wolverine claws with the Hulk, but they did the Jeff Ultimate, but the splashes in the form of the claws with Doctor Doom's reflection in the water is so insanely fire, bro. That is so fire, bro. Shout out to the artists who did that. Salute, bro. You almost got number one, bro. You almost, and man, I really want to make it a tie. But coming in at number one, you know what? I gotta get somebody for this one. Coming in at number one, I gotta let them announce number one this week. No bias, no biasness, not even being biased. I'm not even being biased, bro. It ain't even because I'm Spider-Man, bro. But number one cover variant for this week, it gotta go to Amazing Spider-Man number 6. This motherfucking cover is so hard to me, bro. I promise I will find this and I will buy this. This cover is so hard to me, bro. Yo, whoever drew this, whoever did this cover, bro, you need to do the artwork for Spider-Man, bro. This is Spider-Man. This is so fucking fire, bro. Like, I need that on a poster, bro. I need that variant, bro. Like any form of media that you put this on, a card, a shirt, a hoodie, a poster, I'm copping, bro. That is so clean, bro. The color, everything, the stylization, the yo, salute, bro. Salute to whoever did that. Make sure to cop Amazing Spider-Man issue number 6. This is the variant, so you probably gonna have to go on eBay unless you go into your local comic book shop. Man, make sure to hold down your local comic book shops, man. It's hard out here for comic book shop owners because everybody go up in there and just buy the Funko Pops and everything, man. But we definitely got to support American comic book artists, American comic book creators, and the comic book industry as a whole, you guys. You know what I'm saying? Because man, back in the 90s, early 2000s, we was running shit. And I'm not talking about movies. I'm talking about before we transitioned to movies, we was killing it. And we was ones influencing Japan and Korea and everybody else. Now we over here being inspired by them. It's like, but at the same time, that's why I want to show you guys the new stuff coming out on the American side, because people don't know a lot of times, and there ain't no one really showing you like, yo, we got some fire stuff coming out here too. So don't get it twisted. It ain't just all bad stuff. It ain't just all race swaps, sex swaps, gender swaps, pushing people's politics down people's throat through the forms of hijacking, these pop culture icons and then spewing their messages through them. And it just ain't even nothing like that character. It's them putting themselves into that character to, preach their agendas, bro. There ain't no agenda here, man. The agenda is to support American comic books, man. Show you guys what's coming out, show y'all what to look forward to, and hopefully get you guys to spend a little bit of your hard-earned money on these comic books, because they definitely need some support. It definitely takes a lot of time and hard work going into making comic books. So, man, make sure to go out there, support these comic books. With that being said, thank you to the first. This week's comic books coming out June 18th. Make sure to get down to your local comic book shops. And if you don't got transportation, or if you just don't have, or your comic book store doesn't have what you're looking for that's on this list, go on eBay, check out those variants I just showed you. Make sure to copy some for the low, man. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to be on a little bit later doing a live stream WWE 2K GM Mode Wars first round of the Dustin Riders tournament with my boy Fresh and Frost TV over on Fresh and Frost TV. Make sure to hit that follow and subscribe. Thank you again for your time. Until next time, peace out. And with that being said, I just got two things I want to show real quick, man. Let me get into it real quick. Another thing we will be showing on here, we will be going over in the American, man, it's crazy, but it's a war zone. We got the independent American war zone is nothing like the anime war zone. Let me get this off the screen for a second. Over here, and that's one of the things that's really hurting us on the American side is that we are so competitive, sometimes to a fault, that we are like killing each other, man. And you see these independent creators like uh, Eric July, you know what I'm saying, with the Ripperverse, and I got a few of his books. And you got EVS Cyberfrog, and I got one of his books. You know what I'm saying? And it's just dope to see how without a Marvel, without a DC, even without a huge like backing from like a mainstream, you guys are still making millions of dollars. It just sucks to see them going at each other. Like you don't see that on the manga and anime side of things. You don't see Horikoshi and etc. You know, doing everything they can to slander the other one's creation so that people stop buying it and stop following it and purchasing it like that. They know the time that it takes to in the but on America's side, it's entertaining. Don't get me wrong, but they be going at each other's necks crazy, bro. So I definitely want to put together a little piece, cover what's going on the American side because it's been hell of entertaining, hella funny to, keep up with, man. But yeah, I will definitely be bringing up that in a future installment. We're going to be talking about some anime. There's a lot of new anime. With the anime that's been coming out, we have a lot of anime that's ending. A lot of the big anime ending from Demon Slayer. The manga's already up. The anime will be wrapping up soon. Jujutsu Kaisen, the manga's up. The anime probably got a few years left just to finish everything up, but the manga's done. My Hero's done. A lot of things that were sustaining the anime and manga its dominance are ending. Even One Piece is wrapping up, but it's going to be years before the anime is done. But there is some new stuff that's been coming out that people are definitely going to want to keep an eye out for. I've been doing some research and reading a lot of new manga just so I could provide you with that on a future installment. So hopefully I could get my notes and everything together for that and then bring you guys an episode before next week's comic books that are dropping, just dedicated towards the new manga series that I've been reading and that I would recommend people taking a look at if you are into the anime and manga side of things. If I could get an episode geared towards video games, and well, don't want to keep these too long or whatnot. But I might want to do a longer stream in the future, just going over all types of shit just so that it gives people time to get up in here. I'm pretty new to the kick side of things. Shout out to the people if you're tuning in on the YouTube. I'm new to the YouTube side. I really wasn't doing it. Finally got my little format stuff down. So going forward, weekly, we'll be breaking down the new comic books coming out, breaking down some anime on another episode, and then on another episode, breaking down like video games, maybe even do some pro wrestling over here as well. But again, thank you guys for tuning in and checking out the whole effing show. 5-star pod splash. And check this out real quick, man, because this isn't geared to that Eric. Yo, man. So yeah, definitely gonna break that down because it's like a huge civil war going on through like YouTube and the independent comic books with these two camps, and it got so many people pulled and dragged into it. It's insane, including this lawyer by the name of Nick Rekieta. Man, I might even do an episode dedicated to everything going on with the Nick Rekieta, as it does all go together, man. And that is a crazy that's a crazy situation in itself, man. But yeah, I'll be going over all this stuff over on the channel, man. So make sure to follow, subscribe, 5-Star Pod Splash. We talk everything comic book, manga, anime, video game, and even a little bit of pro wrestling from time to time. Ooh, yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, take care. Stay safe. God bless. Peace out.